Hi, welcome to another render demo how to draw video tutorial. Today I'll be taking you through how to draw a helicopter. Let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a small vertical line, kind of in the center of the page almost. And I'm going to draw an imaginary line over to somewhere about there. So then what we'll do is we'll create a curve. So it's going to be kind of like an egg shape. So we're going to come up, and then we're going to come back down like that. And then we'll do the same on this side. This might be a little bit flatter like that. Okay. The second step is from this tail area here, we're going to come up and we're going to hook over. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we don't go higher than the top of the cabin area here. So if you want, you can grab a straight edge ruler and just draw a very faint line so you can have a guide that kind of comes like that. All right. So what we'll do is we'll come to right about here. So about halfway between the center of this cabin shape and the tail. So about halfway, we're going to come up at an angle slightly to that, and we're going to come roughly, let's say this, whatever this distance is here, let's go the same distance like that, starting from this position here. So whatever this distance is, like that, so we'll come to about here. And this line here is going to be at an angle downward just a little bit. And if you want to use a straight edge, I'd encourage that, that's fine. I'm just going to kind of freehand it so you can see. And then from here, we'll go down just a little bit. And then we're going to taper this down to kind of meet here. So this will have kind of like a slight radius, and then it'll come down like that. Okay, the next step is we're going to draw a secondary shape above. And what we'll do is from here, just in front of the center slightly, we're going to kind of have like a rounded shape. And then we're going to come to about between the center of this line and this line here. We're going to come up and we're going to draw this line at an angle slightly and then connect the two. Just like that. Okay, now we'll do the shape back here. What we're going to do over here is we're going to draw a line off towards the left. We're going to start in the center here, and then this top fin is going to be longer than the lower portion. So the lower portion is going to be slightly shorter. So we're going to come back this way and stop right about there. Create a little line that way and one here. And then what we'll do is we'll draw an imaginary point right about here. So this is going to be wide, and it's going to be narrower up here. So we want to be wider than this here over down in this area. And then what we would do is just we'll come down and we'll kind of meet in that spot. And then we'll flare this down that way. Okay, now we'll draw some windows in our helicopter. So first, to start, let's find the center. So we're going to have one window here and one window here. So we're going to go right around this point here, almost where the center is, and we're going to draw a line at a slight angle like this. And then we'll draw a second line like that. Okay, and then down here we can draw a straight line like that. And then what we'll do is we'll round this and we'll come to about here. So we'll come over like this and down. And then for the back, we're going to have this rear one. We don't want this edge of the window to be past this over here. We want it to kind of stay on the right side over here. So what we'll do is we'll come over and we're gonna kind of almost come straight down like that. All right, so we got 2 windows. Okay, now the next step, let's go back to our tail and we'll put some propeller in here. So we're gonna draw a circle, a small circle right in the center, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3 blades off of that. So we're gonna come over to the right, and these blades will be a little bit longer than this lower tail. Okay, so we're gonna go 1 in this direction, 1 in this direction. So we kind of want to split this into 3 even spaces, right? So we'll draw a rectangle, a small rectangle like this. We'll draw 1 here, and then we can draw another one right there. And if you want to be exact, you can measure this to make sure that you're all equal lengths. Okay, the next step is I'm going to draw a small shape right here. And then we're going to draw in the center of our egg, somewhere about here, we're going to draw a vertical rectangle that looks like that. We're going to outline the front window or the side window and create the greenhouse of the helicopter shape here. So what we'll do is we'll come down where this door or where this window stops. So we're gonna do something like this, and then we're gonna follow this door all the way around, just like that. And then once you get to this corner here, you'll just come down at an angle like that. Okay. Now let's add a couple lines because the helicopter needs to be supported. And what we're gonna do is behind this window here, we're gonna start about here and we'll create kind of like this round shape. And what we'll do is we'll have these lines kind of kicking similar to this angle here. We'll kick these kind of forward like that, okay? And they just have to be a little bit longer than the lower part of your helicopter, okay? Just a little bit like that. You don't need these really long, okay? So the next one will come right about here and we'll draw another shape like this and we'll follow the same angle like that and the same spacing as well, okay? And try to get these to kind of line up with each other, okay? So the next step, let's draw the front ski over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start right about here and we're gonna come across and almost where this line comes down, I'm gonna stop right about here. Okay, so I'm gonna get my ruler out so this will look a lot nicer. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to about right here and we're gonna do this. We're gonna draw a line like that. And I'm gonna draw a second line like that, okay? And then this is gonna kick back. And over here, this is gonna bend upwards just a little bit, okay? So we're gonna come up just a little like this. Just like that, right? Just a little bit of a bend. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw a circular shape right about here. This is where the camera is going to be. So we're going to have a camera under our helicopter. Okay, maybe it's like a TV camera. So we're going to have a secondary one. And then we're going to do a rectangle kind of pointing down like that. Okay. Now, over here, we're gonna go back to the windows here. We're gonna add some extra details. So almost halfway, maybe a little bit higher than halfway. So when I say halfway, I mean halfway between the top and the bottom of our egg shape. We're gonna go like that, and right about here, we're gonna draw a horizontal line, 2 lines like this. all the way to the front. And we'll do 2 more right up over there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go inside of this line, I'm gonna follow it, echo that shape, and I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna do the same back here. And then I'm gonna come right about here, so leave a little bit of a gap like that. And then the same for the front window here. We're gonna kind of follow this line like that, but because this is rounded, we're just gonna go and kind of round this shape like that. And then we're just gonna follow. It's a little hard to see because I'm drawing a little light. I wanna make sure that I can go back and kind of erase things if I wanted to. Okay, so there you go. Now let's add our propeller blades up here at the top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and we're going to go from this central location. We're gonna come off of it a little bit. I'm gonna do 2 lines on either side, just little tiny nicks. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come flare this outward just a little bit. So it's kind of tapering out towards the left. Okay, and the same thing over here. I'm gonna come up just a little bit like that. This one might be a little too thick. Just like that, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come and I want this to be angled just slightly in an upward direction, just a little bit, because we don't wanna hit this over here. So I'm gonna draw somewhere right about here. So this lower portion is gonna go all the way to that, right there. Okay, and then there's gonna be a little bit of a thickness at the back. And then we're gonna start at the top here and meet back over there. Just like that. There you go. And then we'll do the same on this side. So what I'm gonna do actually for this is I'm gonna measure. So I'm gonna just use the centimeter section. I'm about 8 centimeters. So I'm gonna go over so that we're kind of equal, all right? And then this one, you wanna draw a line kind of where this height is here. So that's pretty close. So we'll go from the base of this over here. And then we'll go from the top of this and meet back up. Just like that. Cool. Okay, now let's go ahead and draw in a couple additional details. We will add the rudder detail. So I'm going to come out like this. I'm going to go follow the back line, the same line. I'm going to almost go into the center of that circle. Then we're going to come back down and come across. Okay. And then I'll add a line, little part line over there. We'll add a couple vent lines there. Let's add some disc shapes here that kind of hold our blades together. And we'll put another rectangle shape up here with a little smaller one above, like that. For the back, so where you drew this line, let's draw another line, just offset that just a tad. Come straight down. And then you can maybe go halfway or maybe towards the corner here. Come across. And then we can add some door handles. So we'll put a small door handle here, one on this side, and then we'll draw the other ski on the other side. So we'll draw 2 lines that are like this, and it's a little bit higher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step above this ski here, and I'm going to draw a line, and these are behind, so I'm going to make sure I don't intersect through. And then this one's going to be a little shorter, and we're going to come up like this, and there's one in the other side here, so we'll come back there, and then we'll draw the thickness to that ski, just like that. And then we can kind of finish off right there. Okay, so there you go. We just drew a helicopter in a few simple steps. If you want to go and, you know, maybe put some lines, or maybe this thing's flying in the air. I'm gonna go and use my ink marker, actually my ink pen, and I'm gonna outline this, and then we'll go ahead and color it. So we'll see you in a second. So there's our helicopter outlined. I'm gonna go ahead and add some color. I'm just gonna do kind of like a basic helicopter in gray, and I'll add a little bit of red details and some blue for the kind of like the window areas. So there you go. There's how to draw a helicopter in a few simple steps. So I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out some more cool how to draw tutorials. See you next time. Bye.